You may now kiss the bride. Most wedding ceremonies go through these bogus and elaborate ceremonies of unveiling and connection, telling you to open up the veil and take a look at the bride now, as if you've never seen them before. Commanding you to kiss the bride now, as if you've never done that before. And that is an intentional invitation to acknowledge and marvel and connect, to appreciate and respect, and focus on that person with that declaration that you have chosen to make them yours. And that is a big deal. You may now unveil the bride, see them in a way that you didn't see them before, because everyone standing at that altar has generally seen that bride before that big unveiling. And these silly and seemingly meaningless wedding rituals are actually psychological and spiritual invitations to be present, mindful, and connected to that person, to see them differently, to appreciate, love, and respect them, to acknowledge them, to be deep and present within that union in a way that you may not have done before. They are now yours. You've chosen to be present and connected to this person, and you need to do that meaningfully, in a way that is commanded, that is reminded daily, that you have to do things in a way that makes them feel seen, feel unveiled, to take away that absent-minded focus that we go through life with and look at them with intention. Intention to appreciate, to love, to connect, and to be present in that space, in that life, and in that union with them. And this is something that we always see as a joke. It's like we laugh and we giggle, and it's just that moment has arrived, and they've said those rituals, and we walk away. Why do we spend thousands and invite hundreds to come and witness that ceremony, that union, that meaningful unveiling and kiss of the union? Because you've done those things before. You've seen that bride before, that groom. You've potentially kissed them before. But on that day, and with that intention, and with those witnesses, it is a meaningful kiss. It is a deeper connecting unveiling that makes you present, acknowledge, observe, appreciate, and most importantly, make that everlasting promise to do those things over and over and over again for the duration of your union. And that is what mindfulness is about. That willingness and declaration and intention to persistently do the things that will keep you connected to time, place, person, thing that are valuable to you. Let's talk mindfulness. Today we are looking at some of the practices that will help you to be more intentionally present and mindful in your life, in your relationships, in your activities and routines, and everything that you do meaningfully. Being mindful means being present. And being present means your ability to touch, feel, smell, hear, and connect to all the aspects of you, your environment, and your relationships. Today, I'll be sharing with you 3 mindfulness practices or strategies that I find really useful. These are from a Harvard professor, Ronald Siegel. And the minute I found these out, I have never stopped practicing them. And the beautiful thing with this is that they are actually practical and down to earth, simple, at least for me. And hopefully I can impact upon you the ability to understand and also use this in your life. Open concentration or focused attention. The one means that you are attentive but doing other things on the side, going about your way attentively. And the other one, focused attention, means bringing yourself to focus acutely on something by minimizing distraction, anything that is likely to disturb or disconnect you from that focus. Reading a book and turning off the TV, putting on your earphones so that you're not distracted from that listening or reading or piece of work that you're doing. You making that intention and taking action to minimize distraction and connect yourself acutely to the thing that you're doing by intentionally focusing your attention on that thing, and at the same time minimizing your focus and distraction on all the other things around you. Because if you don't take that action and make that intention to focus your attention acutely on that thing, then you can also be openly attentive, but with more likelihood of distraction. The second mindfulness practice that I found really useful is open monitoring or choiceless awareness. So you make yourself to be present and calm and quiet and connected, but you let your thoughts run without stopping them, without dictating what they should listen to. So unlike the focused attention where you want something and you want to zone your attention to that thing to help you achieve it and accomplish it without distraction, open monitoring lets your thoughts wander so that they can capture everything about you, within you, and around you without influence, without interruption, and without focus on specific things. You let them pick what is rising to the surface, what is present, what is significant, to bring it to your awareness without choice or influence, so that you can notice that thought, that feeling, that mood, that person, that place, that emotion, positively or negatively, and then do something about it. You are exercising an open-minded attitude of life. You're not stuck in that one hypothesis of diagnosis that this is what is happening, or this is what I need, or this is where I have to be. And that thought and that place and that feeling and emotion can take you to any direction, to teach, to create an awareness, to reflect, or to give you solutions or a different perspective of life or that issue than one that you had before. And I absolutely love that aspect of mindfulness. Letting yourself go, being silent in prayer or meditation or space and time, with connecting to that thing in a way that doesn't hold you limited to what you know to be true or what you've known before, but just being present in that moment and letting it take you where it takes you. That can also take you to dangerous places, but such is life. Because if you're in a place that is potentially dangerous and you're consistently pushing your mind towards that safety area, pushing those thoughts into the place where you don't want to go, telling yourself that you don't want to deal with this now. And that is fine if you do that intentionally in that focused attention session. But if you're never letting yourself learn and grow and explore and reflect and open up and see the reality for what it is, then you're living in hiding. You're living in denial, or you're living in a little cornered box where you've put yourself in. So let those thoughts go, let those emotions flow, and follow that open-minded awareness that is either going to heal, hurt, or elevate things to your consciousness that need addressing. As scary as it is, following those thoughts to places that can be extremely hurtful and painful and dangerous, it is only going to reveal a reality to you. And failure to live in that reality is the actual danger that you're experiencing. And the third and final mindfulness practice is acceptance and loving kindness. after that difficult and traumatic and open-minded choice, let's wander into your life, connecting with pain, connecting with mistake, connecting with scars and feelings of insecurity, seeing you for who you are, seeing those relationships for what they are, seeing your situation for the reality that it represents. It can be deep and scary and worthy of that acceptance of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Accept your strength, accept your weakness, accept everything about you and around you, and those around you as well. Because open-minded and overall acceptance doesn't stop with you. Acceptance is a beautiful thing, that you're limited, you're untrained, you have to learn, you're unloved, you're hurting, whatever it is that choiceless awareness has elevated has to be accepted as your starting points of healing, of learning, of growth, or acknowledgement of strength, or whatever it is that reality is. Acceptance is beautiful. Even if that thing that you're accepting is ugly, it represents you or your circumstance. And acceptance is the starting point of healing, of growth, of training, of recruiting, of purpose, of anything that has been lacking, minimized, dismissed, or ignored in your life. And then that intention to do something about it, starting from that day, starting from that place, that step, and whatever it is that has been elevated from these 3 simple steps. They're actually not simple, but they're achievable. And I hope you can go on that journey because I found it extremely useful. Mindfulness refers to that connection, presence, and awareness of your circumstance in a way that is non-discriminate. Not those things that you choose to be aware of, but the actual deep, meaningful reality of your life. Some days we are on top of our game. You read and you retain everything. You drive and you see all the signs around you. You have a discussion and you laugh at all the meaning that it brings because you're present in those engagements. You notice the things around you. You connect to and appreciate and contribute to all those engagements. And when you're distracted, you can sit in a training or sit with a beautiful or handsome person and walk away without that meaning and connection and value from that thing because you weren't present. You don't even remember what they were wearing. You don't remember half of the things that were said in that meeting or that training because your mind wandered to someplace else and you failed to attentively bring it back intentionally. In other aspects of life, we limit ourselves to those specific tasks that we want to achieve. And that is fine if that's what's valuable at the moment. But sometimes when those urgencies are not needed, you have to let your mind wander, to learn, to explore, to notice, and to heal, to do other things and see other things than you would normally do, and bring yourself out of your normal existence and narrow-minded self to a position of learning and growth and service, because you can't be there for that person that you didn't notice. You can't respond to that question that you didn't hear. And that is the higher self, the one that goes above self to be present for others in a way that can only happen if you notice others. If you're first present and connected to self and to place and to environment, then you can be strong enough, aware, and vividly present enough to notice others and contribute to their own lives, their own circumstances, and their own presence in your life.